Hey you guys, it's me, Johnny Janae. It looks like I ain't got no top on, but I got a top on, y'all. It's a little tank top. Okay, so this is actually the most well-lit place in my hotel right now. So I figured this is where I'm going to be recording most of my videos now because I need to get a new ring light. My ring light broke. So it's just gonna be where it's at for right now. I'm on this rolly chair and it keeps on moving, so it's just a pinch of uncomfortable, but not really. Okay, I just have to hold on to this thing like this. So basically, y'all, this video is my update. Basically like me adjusting to my new normal. So for right now, what I got going on, I have been working at a club. I've been working consistently. I'm usually really not a person to go into work at the club every single day, but I have been doing it because, as you guys know, the situation is just like we trying to hustle as much as we can to get up out of this, period. You feel me? Cheers to that. So basically, I've been going to work consistently at the club. I told you guys in my last video, Pan Pan is right there. Can y'all see Pan Pan? I told y'all in my last video that basically, why is the phone twisted over like that? I told you guys in my last video that basically I am trying to adjust and learn how to deal with being in the environment more consistently now, especially the fact that I'm trying to work more often and that I'm going to try to work as much as possible to gain as much as possible so that I can try to get up out of my situation as quick as possible. You feel me? Let's readjust the camera. And basically how I've been feeling about it, it actually hasn't been super bad. And I do realize that, so a lot of the time, you guys, I'm not really trying to seriously talk down on dancing, but I do want to give an honest perspective, and I don't want to completely glamorize it, because I do realize that a lot of content that might be like dancer geared content is more like oh, I'm making this much money, oh, this happened in the club, that's happened in the club, just like very like kind of glamorizing it. I'm not really trying to glamorize dancing. I will say that dancing has definitely 100% saved my life in a lot of different ways, in a lot of different situations. Like currently, dancing is what's helping me have a roof over my head for real, because, you know, I was staying in the car broke down, all that other shit right there. But what I can say is that dancing takes a different level of strength, not just physical strength, it takes a lot of mental strength. And what I can say is I have different moments. And the reason why I can be so transparent with you guys about this is because I don't want you guys to ever think that I think that I'm some perfect person, that I'm never bothered by stuff, that stuff never upsets me, that I never get emotional, that I never get this, get that. And I know some people do believe that showing emotion, being so transparent is like weakness sometimes, or it's just like attention seeking, or you just telling people your business, whatever. But I personally feel like it is a show of strength to be so transparent about things that you experience, especially in the service of helping other people that might be coming up after you or might be beside you and looking for inspiration, right? Let me take myself water. Also, you guys stay hydrated. I'm so thirsty right now, right? So what I can say that I've experienced as I've come back to the club, I told you guys about how I would practice and stuff like that so I could kind of try to get back into my performance vibe. It is, I don't want to say harder, because I can always say that performing is going to be difficult regardless, because when you're doing shit like running around, dancing in heels, hanging from the fucking ceiling, climbing, doing pole and stuff like that, it's going to be difficult. But I'm not really sure if it's more difficult or if it's as difficult as it used to be. I just know that I don't really feel as in shape as I used to be. Like I used to give it my all. And then also I feel like a lot of anything is mental, especially when it comes to sports. So when I dance, I treat it kind of like sports as well, because there's a lot of physicality for me and a lot of technicality for me, because I'm trying to really like dance, and then I'm trying to do all the pole and stuff like that. So it is very physical, very tiring. And excuse me, a lot of it, a lot, okay, this little space. A lot of it is mental, y'all. A lot of it is mental. So I definitely feel like when I first started dancing, I never really liked dancing, but everybody has their own vice, right? And everybody has their own thing that they kind of go to, or their place that they go to help them deal with their like present circumstances. So for me, when I first started dancing, that was pole. Like pole helped me to reel it in, and I would just kind of get lost in the pole dancing, lost in the art of it, having fun more so, right? And now I've grown up a little bit, and now I'm back in the environment when I thought that I was leaving, but I'm back because, you know, life circumstances and just deciding that I want to take charge of my life and I want to kind of set my life on a certain trajectory. So to do that, I do need money. So I have to like, and the money just doesn't come from working 9 to 5. And my work ethic just isn't worth a 9 to 5, in my opinion, because I feel like I'm a person that gives Beyonce level work ethic, and people take advantage of that, especially in environments where it's kind of humdrum and it's like real systematic and stuff like that. So I'm the person that particularly ends up getting overused or underappreciated, and I personally don't like that. And I feel like giving away so much of my time to a company that quite frankly just don't give a fuck about me, and then still trying to take my time and put it into myself and still not having enough money to do it, and now I'm losing my time. I know like I'm young, right? But at the end of the day, time is still money. And if I'm wasting my life away and still not making enough money to do really what I want to do, I just feel like that's not the best thing that, like, it's not just the smartest thing in my opinion. That's why I say I try my hardest not to glamorize dancing for everybody, but I can say that dancing in certain senses has saved my life, but I still don't want to be somebody's reason why they decided to go dance. We all have different circumstances. I don't know your circumstances. I'm letting you guys in on mine because it just is what it is. Like, I'm just, quite frankly, me just being honest about like what I go through with my family, just like how I'm feeling about my mom passing away, what I go through with certain people, is really to help people have certain verbiage about dealing with certain situations, to feel like they're not alone, to see someone still trying to make something of their life even after they're experiencing this and that, right? But I do realize that a lot of people don't want to communicate what they're going through, and that's fine. You guys don't have to be as transparent as I am. Sometimes I even tell myself like, bitch, are you telling too much? So I don't know, but dancing, I never want anybody to look at with the circumstances I've come from and then see that I'm dancing and just feel like, oh, she's just dancing a dance. And I also don't want you guys to feel bad for me. You don't need to feel bad for me, because somebody feeling bad for me doesn't do anything for me. Like, somebody having sympathy for me doesn't do anything for me. What does something for me is money. Like, so at the end of the day, I was going through my circumstances and I started dancing, and now I'm back with dancing because my circumstances are difficult circumstances and I have no choice at this point. Like, I know people say you could work a regular job, but y'all don't know what being homeless is like until you've really been homeless. Y'all don't know what living in a car is like until you've really lived in a car. And I've been homeless on so many occasions, y'all. And quite frankly, I don't know if it has more so to do with my personality, my confidence in myself, my just not giving a fuck attitude. But quite frankly, I don't feel like it takes anything away from me being homeless. I've been homeless so many different occasions through my childhood. Now into my adulthood was homeless. Still technically homeless, but I'm just living in a hotel. It didn't stop me from getting hired back in Magic City for people to know that I'm homeless. It didn't stop me for people to have seen me cry. It doesn't make me any less beautiful for people to have seen me cry. People knowing what I've been through, people knowing that I've experienced stuff. It doesn't make me any less intelligent. It doesn't make me any less kind. It doesn't take away from who I am. People just know a little bit of what I've given them, right? And at the end of the day, sometimes you just have to do what you gotta do. So me adjusting to my new normal is just like, okay, now I'm gonna try to consistently work at the club. And I don't wanna be posting about, because it is a part of my life. This is me starting off my journey with you guys knowing that like I was living in a car from I basically kind of want to build on that and try to show hard work, try to show tenacity, try to show determination, right? from that point on. So this is a part of my life journey and what I'm choosing to share with you guys. But you guys might not know everything, but still, I don't mind sharing this part with you guys because I feel like people don't often see the grind. People just see the perfection at the end. So me being back in the club is not really terrible. It's just, it definitely, what I can tell you guys from an honest perspective is that if you are not firm on what you will do, what you won't do, what your non-negotiables are, who you see yourself as a person, the club is like a very difficult place for that. It's very testing. So when I say testing, I'm not just talking about bitches trying to take your money, trying to steal, trying to take your customer, trying to do too much, trying to have attitude. I'm talking about the wounds of dealing with rejection. Because everybody's not gonna want you. You're not gonna be everybody's type. And a very big thing for me is I really don't want to be everybody's fucking type, because you can't be everybody's type. Like, I'm a black girl with a blonde fade and tattoos, and I wear long extra ass nails, right? So I'm not gonna be everybody type. When I used to be a black girl with no tattoos with black hair, I'm just like playing it basic, playing it calm, but that really wasn't who I am. Because I won't say that my tattoos are who I am, but as I started to grow, as I started to experience stuff, tattoos was kind of how I dealt with it. Like, I got my first tattoo really based off of me just struggling with dealing with dancing in a club. So I got this too shall pass, like, and that just became my kind of domino effect. I started dealing with it. Got this one when my mom passed away, and this one too when my mom passed away. So everybody deals with stuff differently, and going into an environment like the club, there are a lot of influences that can be there, and if you're not dealing with it in a healthy way, if it's not healthy, what is it? Unhealthy. So that's when you have people start taking drugs. That's when you have people start drinking. That's when you have people being so angry and can't control their temper. That's when you have people being, in the club, you are hypersexualized. So you're being so hypersexualized that you just give into it and you're just like overdoing it. Or, you know, like, or you have people who are dealing with greed. So you do a little bit extra when you don't have to do all of that. Like, I feel like I still make a good amount of money without doing the extras. I feel like I still make a good amount of money. Sometimes I think, damn, if only I could make some more money. Bitch, it ain't worth it. All money ain't good money. And I feel like I'm already kind of not negotiating my moral. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I've always been a person that's been kind of in tune with my sexuality, been okay with being who I am. And also, me, when I first jumped into dancing, it was more like I was trying to maintain my apartment, like save my place. And I didn't want to be homeless again. Y'all notice every time I go back to dancing, I'm about to be homeless. Or already am. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't even take myself too serious. So it's just what it is. But when I jumped into dancing, I was facing homelessness, and I had just came from homelessness, got my new apartment, and was facing homelessness again. So I was like, fuck no, I'll go dance. And I started posting and shit like that. I posted in a different vlog. I started posting and shit like that because I was like, people around me were being very haterish and were trying to basically like be like underhanded and make me feel like shit about dancing. But then in my recent times, what I'm going through, I told y'all, I've witnessed like a lot of people not giving a fuck about me and not wanting to offer help, like just wanting to talk shit, just wanting to know updates of what's going on now, what she got going on now, like I'm the fucking Kardashians. Like, people don't really give a fuck what I got going on. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna make sure that I'm straight because nobody else really give a fuck if I'm straight or not. So I've gotten into the environment again, like reacquainted with the environment, and I think I see it from a different perspective too now because I've taken a step back. And before it was like, I'm trying to make sure me and my mom are okay. Now it's like, all I have to worry about is me. And yeah, the dogs, but the dogs aren't like a big thing of it. Now it's like, all I got to worry about is me. And excuse me. And I can have my motivations in life. I can have what I want to do. but I'm still feeling like, what level of this is too much? So sometimes I'm like negotiating with myself, trying to figure it out, because truth be told, the way I see dancing, it's a job just like any other job, at least especially with Magic City. Like, it's a job. Like, we clock in, it's a job. So it just happens to be a job where you can make a good amount of money. And you take your clothes off. So it's still a job. So now I'm looking at it more like a job, because I definitely, in previous situations, felt like it was a job, but felt like I could make true connections and meet genuine people in there. And then my circumstances showed me that people don't be genuine, and that now I navigate it differently. I'm a lot more distant. I'm a lot more guarded with people. I'm not into it no more. So now I'm really seeing it like a job. And then I'm also very aware. I've let go of all of my toxic positivity and pretending like nothing is wrong. But I'm also very aware of the surroundings and sometimes what will affect me. And that's why I say you have to be firm on who you are and knowing who you are and being okay with who you are and knowing that you are not meant to be everybody's fucking type. You're not. And you're not going to be. And the second you start trying to alter yourself to be everybody's type, you're less of your own type. So at the end of the day, I just truly feel comfortable with a blonde fade. I feel comfortable with blonde fade. I feel comfortable with 8 fucking earrings. I feel comfortable with my tattoos and stuff like that, you know? And everybody might not be comfortable with that. That's not my fucking business. Does it affect me at times? Yes. Let's be honest. You're going into an environment hoping to make money, and it's probably one of the most cutthroat environments ever, because it's really the trenches. You got people in here that are willing to do a whole lot more than you might be willing to do for money, and they're going to make that money over you because you want to stand on certain things. You want to stand on certain principles, certain morals. You don't want to associate with certain type of people, you know? So people are going to make more money than you, and you have to be okay with saying, you know what, I'm willing to take that pay cut. I'm willing to not make certain levels of money. I'm willing not to be included in certain things because I just don't want to go certain places. So I feel like if you were to be dancing, not that I'm encouraging anybody to, but if you were to be dancing under whatever circumstances, just like any other job, any other thing in life, you have to say, what is my stop? Like, what is my level where I'm not going past, where I drew this line in the sand and I'm not going past this level? And I've hit certain points sometimes where I'm like, that look like it's a lot of money. So you gotta be honest with yourself. But I'm like, nah, that's just not me. I'm not comfortable. I'm a person, I'm coming to realize that I stand very big on what makes me happy, and me being able to look myself in the mirror and me being able to live with myself. I don't want to do anything to where I can't live with myself. Does that mean I've not made any mistakes? Hell no. I've made many mistakes in my life. I've grown, but also where I say I've made mistakes from is just being young and not knowing better, or just going through hell on earth, like living life and just trying to survive. And that's why I say, like, as a dancer, it's just like a consistent survival mode. It's a consistent fight or flight. It's a consistent, let me try to remember that I can't beat somebody up because I need this job. It can be negative. It's cutthroat. Shit get wicked, man. People you thought you were cool with be stealing from you. People you thought you were cool with really don't fuck with you. They just associate with you because you make them money. Like, shit gets wicked out there, man. So at the end of the day, me trying to adjust to my new normal of trying to stay consistent with it, I just really try to stay to my fucking self. But does that mean that sometimes I don't struggle with a little bit of imposter syndrome? A little bit of like, oh, maybe they're not gonna want me. Whole time a customer will want me. Like, sometimes we make up in our mind obstacles that really aren't there. Now, sometimes will you be like, oh, I probably can't do this, and then you can't do it? Yeah, shit happens. But I feel like you should tell yourself you could do it, or convince yourself a lot of time, let me do it scared. Let me do it anyway. And that's why I did a recent episode of my podcast, and I want to do a part 2. Basically, like, you gotta step up to the plate terrified. You know how many times I'll kind of just make up in my mind, no, they're just already gonna say no to me. I've already made up in my mind they're gonna say no. And when I go over there, just like, yeah, sure. Now, does that mean I have times where people don't say no to me? People tell me no all the time. I don't give a fuck how pretty I think I am, how pretty y'all think I am. People tell me no all the fucking time. And does that get to you sometimes? Yes. It be getting to me. I'll be like, damn. Especially some people just be rude about it. I'm like, damn. Whole time. And y'all want to know what the biggest thing for me is? And this might come off a little cocky. I don't give a fuck. Y'all, when I'm out in the streets, people literally chase me down. They literally chase me down. Like, I'm fine as hell. I know I am. Like, I'm petite. I'm fine as hell. I have a pretty smile. Like, I'm a good person. So, I feel like in the environment, my cockiness sometimes, like, is a lot of ego that gets to me. Cause I'll be like, nigga, I wouldn't even talk to you out and about, but your ass would be chasing me down. But in the club, you feel like you could tell me no, fuck nigga. So, you know, I just be on shit like that. You know, y'all, so sometimes, not sometimes, it's all ego. So sometimes your ego, you can be so preparing yourself to be crushed by somebody that you don't even take that chance and that person can make you money. Like a lot of what I'm realizing people who become successful are, they just got a whole lot of audacity, y'all. They got a whole lot of audacity. And there's a specific person, and I don't want to sound like I'm throwing shade. I'm not going to say their name because I don't want to sound like I'm throwing shade. There's a specific rapper that is out right now. And this woman, I just don't understand. I don't understand, truth be told. I don't understand. I never thought I'd be singing along to her lyrics. I never thought, you would never think, because you hear the music, you'd be like, what the fuck? Who let you on the track? But that girl is getting collabs with some of the biggest artists. That girl is getting them radio spins. That girl is like starting to be real prevalent on social media. And it's because it's audacity. She not gonna let a motherfucker tell her, no, your music trash. Fuck no. She gonna keep going, keep pushing. So a lot of the time, you have to hear like 10 no's before you can hear one yes. And that's coming from a person who sometimes I am caught up in my ego because I know who I am. I know I'm smart. I know I'm pretty. I know I'm kind. I know I'm funny. Like, but all of that might not factor into somebody telling you yes when you're in a certain type of environment. You get what I'm saying? And then also sometimes they telling you no because they ain't got no money. Or sometimes they telling you no because they trying to ration out money and because the strip club is like for all the big booty bitches and the BBLs and the da-da-da-da. So, I mean, it all depends on how you look. But me personally, I'm a petite, fine as hell. Less heavy on that one. I'm petite and I'm fine as hell and I got a shaved head. I'm not everybody fucking tight. And that's okay. It's fine. But it only affects me sometimes because I'm here to work, and if you're telling me no, that means I ain't making no fucking money. But sometimes you gotta miss out on a little petty piece of money or even a big bag to get the bag that's meant for you. Sometimes the smaller bag is the bag that's for you. Sometimes it's not the bigger bag, because sometimes the bigger bag comes with a lot of other shit. Catch my drift. So I'm just adjusting to it. I'm doing fine. I'm kind of prepping up my hotel because I gotta work, I gotta save money, I gotta try to figure out what I'm gonna get into and stuff like that. So I have been giving a lot of time to the club and stuff like that to save money. And I'm just sorting everything out so I can feel as at home, as comfortable as possible in my hotel. So I'm vibing a little bit. I'm vibing. I'm not perfect, but I'm getting through. So sometimes you have to do things that you don't necessarily want to do so you can take charge of your life. A lot of life, come to realize, is not what you want to do. It's not what makes you the most comfortable. It's not what makes you the happiest. But also, I feel like sometimes you can get into situations and you can still be strong on your morals and what you will and won't do and who you are. And there's only certain levels of me negotiating what I will do and won't do until it's just like, fuck no, you know? And that's why I've taken a step back from dancing a lot of the time, because I'm just like, yeah, no, this is too much. But for me, I'm super firm on who I am, and it doesn't mean that I'm unwavering in my confidence. Sometimes I feel insecure. Sometimes I might this, I might that. You know, like everybody has bad days. Everybody got good days. You know, like we have lukewarm days where we're just feel like we're just droning through. But the biggest thing for me or for anybody, I would say, like advice wise, is just stay true to yourself. Because for me to even be in this environment and feel like, oh, I might have to do that to make more money, I might gotta, because I just really want to be out of my situation. But then I'm looking at, I'm like, is my situation really all that fucking bad for me to want to be out of it so bad to be willing to like negotiate my morality or negotiate being around certain people that I really know don't give a fuck about me, that I personally would feel unsafe with? Because personally, if you show me any level of envy, any level of not really caring for me, any level of certain shit, I don't want nothing to do with you, because now I'm scared of you. I'm scared of you because you see me as a dollar sign, and when you only see me as a dollar sign, you don't have any human care for me. I don't want nothing to do with you. So it has made me take a smidge of a pay cut, but I'm having to remember, like, it's okay. Because even sometimes you gotta think about it, like, as dancers, we do decent numbers, you know? So there's some levels where I just feel like a lot of shit is really just greed. And I don't want greed to take me over. Greed is one of the sins. I do not want greed to take me over. So I have to be patient. And it's not like my situation is just so all out terrible. It's just that, you know, I'm just not. Really, my hotel is just like a loft type situation. So I'm already housed. I would just like to be able to save more money on housing. So, I mean, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to work as hard as I possibly can. I'm going to train. I'm going to try to build up my stamina. I'm going to work out. I want to do a workout video for you guys too. So, that's what it is, y'all. But I will try to give more updates. I would like to post a video about a new makeup routine. I'm going to go ahead and do that because it's like the 4-year anniversary of my everyday makeup routine. So, stay tuned for that and stay tuned for more videos. Love you guys. Stay true to yourself and don't negotiate your morals for money. I know it sounds crazy coming from a stripper. Don't negotiate your morals for money. Be able to look yourself in the mirror, be able to love yourself, and be able to love who you are, and just hope that what is for you will come to you. Because if you try to become somebody else to make more money, to fit in, you're going to lose yourself. And that's the worst thing ever, because sometimes it's hard to find yourself again. So I love you guys. See you later.